For years, Black people have faced tragedies related to the law, related to cycles that have actually been nothing more than the secret guilt practices that the system, including the lawyers, that including the authorities, covertly practice within their own organizations, have used to suppress Black masses as a result of their inner conscious fear that these Black masses will perform acts of hostility, or perhaps acts of quote-unquote crime, due to the level of pain and water hoses and police dogs and wrongfully accused crimes that these same authorities who accuse Black people of committing crimes have committed crimes against the cause of humanity themselves. And you will find that this guilt persists to the point where the victim is painted to look like the criminal, and the criminal is painted to look like the victim. The same police who say that they are accusing a Black person of a crime are the same people who end up taking the lives of that Black man, despite the fact that that Black man has no pre-recorded record of actually committing a crime beyond the barriers that the white systematic doctrine have maneuvered them into as a result of trying their best to completely isolate Black people and Black communities in order to exploit and bring a sense of justice towards their ego. Here you will find in the Western society, and particularly liberal societies, that hypocrisy is a very common theme amongst the system, where they claim to legalize substances like cannabis and alcohol and cigarettes, but then they will incarcerate the Black man for taking that bait and for using those substances, or attempting to use those substances. Perhaps they'll even take the life of that Black man, as we've seen with the George Floyd case. And it is through these procedures that these police are, and perhaps even these authorities, are in no position to bring any sense of justice towards the Black community, for as long as the same crimes that they accuse the Black people of, they are committed of accusing themselves. You can run yourself through the daily newspaper and you will actually see a nothing more than a rise in police fraud, in police being found guilty of misconduct, guilty of breaking the same law that they claim to protect themselves, guilty of falsely accusing Black people of crimes, of suspicion that they are going to cause crimes, of invading properties, of disrupting families, despite the fact that those Black people have not committed any sort of initiation towards approaching the white communities or any communities in general. It is nothing more than the suspicion and the guilt, shame, and the deep inner fear that white brutal supremacists have towards Black people, due to the fact that they secretly know their acts against trying to take down Black people, and they deeply resent the day that Black people become aware of the situation and the systematic measures that they go through to try and keep the Black masses silenced, the Black voices silenced, and as a result, they do their best to press these Black communities. Research would show that you could actually go to any rich white neighborhood and you will probably find equal, if not more, chances of crime. Not for me to make a wrong with a wrong, but you will find crimes equal. Crimes from substance use, crimes from drunk driving, crimes of immoral, quote unquote, sleeping acts, crimes of oppression. You will find that there is an equal chance, if you conducted a census, that should these white people concentrate their law and their enforcement on their communities rather than trespassing onto the communities of innocent Black people, they will find equal chances of illegal driving amongst teens, amongst illegal use of substances and alcohol amongst underage teens, amongst of teenagers. When I say teens, I mean teenagers. And even amongst adults, you will find constant acts of racial discrimination, of profiling, of stalking, of harassment, all of which the police try to fabricate in an attempt to whitewash the situation and to present the premise as if they are the ones being attacked, despite the fact that they are the ones who are equipped with the ability to protect themselves against such an attack. And as we speak to this collective day, for all of the Black people who have ever been taken in through incarceration or whose lives have been taken by the police officers, none of these Black people have actually initiated any acts of aggression to, or should I say very few, almost none would ever be recorded. From all of the famous cases we know, of George Floyd to Trayvon Martin, who was minding his own business, to Breonna Taylor, all of these Black people have one thing in common: they were minding their own business. Whatever their business is, until the police officers decided that they no longer have the rights to live. And this is the same guilt that they hold towards all Black people, because they believe that Black people will one day wake up and rise against the system due to the years of slavery and oppression and brutality and mass taking out of our people, that one day that we're just going to rise up and do something. So you'll find that due to this procedure, that Black people are accused of many things that have not actually occurred, all purely due to the fact that the white police have projected their own fear, and through projecting their fear, they do their absolute best to get the Black people to fear. And this is never the way that you're going to solve the situation. The only way we are going to solve the situation is if we as a Black people stand up together and let them know that when you attack our innocent Black children in schools, instead of patrolling your own neighborhoods and instead of patrolling your own communities, knowing that there is no historical data which has shown that a Black person has taken themselves into a white area and inflicted any or minimal acts of violence, compared to the fact that research and recent events, including the event with the President of the United States, has shown that these acts of mass aggression and attacking have actually been initiated by whites themselves. The same whites who said they have the right to bear arms are the same whites who accuse the Blacks of their rights to bear arms. The same whites who legalized the dope, the cannabis and the liquor are the same whites who will accuse the Black man of anything in the book for taking it. The same whites who enforce this racist doctrine in order to incarcerate the Black people and to trick them into taking their law are the same whites who will always be held responsible and accountable appropriately for the situation and the cause, for as long as they continue to bring their sense of immorality, of unfair treatment, of injustice for centuries, for every situation you may see, every situation that involves any sort of news headline involving a black person has always been made to look bad. But you never speak about all the black people who do good within the black community to uplift the black community. The doctors who come from Africa, the doctors who work within the black community, the civil rights, the funded health programs, the educational institutions. From Howard to Morehouse, the black funded educational institutions who actually educate black people about accounting, about finances, about economics, about law, about life in the United States. You will never see them headlining these people, and it makes you wonder why, in any way, shape, or form, do we feel that it is never our place to speak up to a racist donut who claims to be a law enforcer when he is nothing more than a trespasser in our community who needs to be addressed by the masses rather than leaving our vulnerable black men and women to stand their ground by themselves. It is important that we unionize the problem. And we raise it towards the black capital, the black doctors, the black lawyers, who can then have a perspective and actually feel comfortable in saying that this is injustice. And for as long as these black lawyers, doctors, black business owners, and these black graduates have the support of the black masses, you will truly find that they will be in a better spot of their own.